The current state of the Mid-Michigan market is fantastic. We are selling homes at 2005 prices or above. So wherever we were in 2005, which was a great year, you'll agree, at the same time we're at those same prices or even above those prices. And mind you, not just 7 years ago, homes were selling to 30 to 40% less than they are today. So let's be grateful for where we are and also remember where we were, but homes are just selling like hotcakes. So for example, in the market right now, we had some sellers that purchased a home back in 2005. They paid $330,000. They now want to sell that same home. They, of course, did some improvements, don't get me wrong, but really by and large, the home was in the same state as when they bought it. Otherwise, they put it up for sale for $380,000. We had no showings. They dropped it to $360,000. We had 3 showings. They got it to $340,000. We got 2 offers. So that's an example of however they were priced too high, no showings. They got in the range, we got a few showings. They got it where it should be. Like I said, we're kind of back to 2005 prices or even above. We get it in and around that. So there they are, got down to $340,000. Boom, got an offer, home sold. So I do have some sellers also that purchased in the downturn in the 2010, 2011 era, and they are really doing well. In fact, by and large, I had a customer who basically bought their home for $220,000 and are now selling it for $320,000 that they purchased in 2011 and now selling today. So as much as a $100,000 profit on a home of that caliber. Negotiating, there's facilitating, there's just so many other things that that come into play. So I wouldn't really recommend somebody trying on their own. I'm confident that whatever any buy owner situation can retrieve, we can exceed that. That'll outweigh the expense of a real estate commission. When most sellers reach out and contact me, for example, to put their home on the market, obviously do a market analysis, sit down, try to arrive at a competitive price for them. There obviously are some risks to overpricing, and they don't want to leave any money on the table. So we try to arrive at a competitive price that will generate activity and demand, but not necessarily leave any money on the table. I do walk through the home with the customer, which Ed is going to do here shortly, and he will give you some more pointers, but we really want to point out things that help the home sell, make it neutral and open area and all the things that we've talked about in the past. But the reality is we want to help those sellers get the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time with the least amount of inconvenience.
Hi, I'm Ed Constable, and today I'm here with Christy Rohr because she has some questions on what she needs to do to her home to get it ready to put on the market. Hi, Christy.
Hi, thank you so much for coming over.
Thank you for having me.
So as you know, I'm interested in listing my home, but there's several things that I believe should be repaired, and I just wanted to gain your expert opinion.
Yeah, so do you want to start taking me through the home and I can start giving you some ideas?
Sure. So one of my first questions, and I have several of these throughout the home, so if you can answer this question. I have a lot of dents, such like this.
Yep.
One, where the paint is removed. Obviously, it could use some caulking and be recovered with, a fresh coat of paint.
Yeah. So
throughout the house, is this something that you would recommend?
Yes, I do see that you do have a few of these in the home, and most painters will be able to patch that up and paint that, make it go away. And I definitely do think that's something worth doing because paint, a lot of times, it's $20 in the can and $100 on the wall. So anytime we can make these repairs, it's definitely going to help you sell your home.
Okay. Another question that I have is regarding landscaping. I knew that I wanted to sell this spring or summer, so I didn't invest any money last fall or this spring to replace old bushes or shrubs. And I definitely don't like that I have a nice edge line. What do you recommend for street appeal? Should I go ahead and buy some rose bushes, some daylilies, and plant them for the time being?
Well, coming down the front entry sidewalk is very important because this is the very first impression that someone gets. So getting this landscaping cleaned up a little bit is definitely going to be beneficial. I would recommend at least an edging line, and I see we have a nice liner here, which is great to help block some of the weeds. But getting these rocks raked out of the yard and back on top of that liner will help. And then we have nice proportionate bushes here. So if you replace this one that's missing here with just something small and basic, I think that would help, all the continuity of it all.
Okay, so the last thing that I have to ask you about is this cabinetry in the mudroom. It does not fit the rest of the house. It's old. It's not updated like the rest. Would you suggest new cabinetry? Is it worth the money for showing my house?
I really would not change it. I'd just leave it. I think most people are just going to appreciate, one, the size of this laundry room, and two, that you actually have cabinetry here. Like, not only do you have uppers, a lot of laundry rooms do have uppers above the washer and dryer. You actually do have a nice lower set. No, it doesn't have granite countertops, but it's not a kitchen. It's not really an entertaining space. It's just nice and functional. So I think something like this is perfectly fine. One thing I would recommend doing in here is, I see your dog's got a hold of that wall. You know, if you could find the matching wallpaper or even just a color paint that would be close to match it, instead of stripping this whole room. When you have two contrasting colors like that, it does make a big difference that grabs the eye.
Okay, well, I can't thank you enough for coming by and giving me these suggestions. I'll go ahead and work on painting the ceiling, filling in all those grooves with the new fresh coat of paint. I'll go ahead and power wash what you recommended, and I'll get this wallpaper taken care of.
All right, sounds great. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
We just got done taking a tour of Christy's house today, and I helped give her some real useful tips to help get her home ready to put on the market. If you've got any questions about what you need to do to get your home ready to put on the market, feel free to give me a call anytime from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. My name's Ed Constable, cell phone 810-938-3339.